Hello and welcome to Gierok Farms. In today's video, we're going to go over some more educational type stuff. So a majority of you farm guys or you gardeners, you probably already understand this concept, but today we're going to talk about testing germination with seed. So when you buy a bag of seed corn or seed from the store for your garden, it's normally like a 95% or greater seed germination test, but I have some seed from last year, some corn seed I got when I purchased that planter that he didn't use. So I'm going to make sure that that germinates. And then I also am going to test our oat seed here to make sure that that germinates. Even though I don't know if we'll use this to plant oats this year or not, I'm still going to test it. I'm still interested to see the germination percentage with our own oat seed. And then some more educational stuff when it comes to seed. You got to be careful about using seed that has traits and doesn't have traits. Like, you're going to plant any type of corn. I don't think there's any corn out there that doesn't have some type of trait with like a patent or like a copyright. I don't think those would be the correct terms, but like a trademark, I guess you could say. That would be a word for it. So keep that in mind, that depending on the seed type, farmers can't just reuse their seed from last year. They have to pay a royalty for that trait. I know some companies are starting to do that with soybeans, where you can replant the soybeans you have, but you have to pay in a trait for those soybeans that you're replanting. And so like corn, you pretty much have to purchase a bag of corn because you're paying for those genetics. But a lot of small grains out there don't have trademarks on them yet. So our oats don't. So I'm going to test them and see what our germination rate is. And then also I'm going to check those corn bags that I got with the planter last year and see how those do as spring fast approaches. Alright, so the seed that we have left over from that planter purchase of mine, I got 2 bags that are open and about half full. I don't know what the deal was there, if one's from 2 years ago and one's from last year, or what the deal was there if we accidentally cut open 2 bags. But anyways, it's a Pioneer brand. It's a P9492AM, so it's a 94-day maturity. And as for traits, we got Roundup Ready and Liberty Link, so glyphosate. So those of you even not in farming, you guys have probably heard of Roundup. So 2 pretty good traits. Seems like some pretty decent corn. I don't know a lot about seed brands or Pioneer varieties specifically, but if you guys know anything about this variety, let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to hear about it. What's your favorite seed brand and what's your favorite variety for your area? Here in Wisconsin, at least in our area, you're looking at anywhere from like a 90-day to your silage varieties, or maybe like 101-day, 102-day. I think some guys get a little higher than that, but not any crazy long varieties when it comes to dry grain. So for this guy was a cash cropper, so it makes sense that he would have a 94-day, kind of middle of the road. And looks like it has some half decent genetics. So you guys might be wondering why I'm wearing these gloves. For those of you that don't know a whole lot about commercial seed, a lot of it's treated. So as you can see, that this seed is a pinkish color, and corn obviously isn't that color. It's normally yellow. It has a seed treatment on it for insecticides and fungicides, and it's just to ensure that that seed can germinate and that plant can have a nice head start before pests would move in and eat the seed, before it even gets out of the ground. So even though there's low doses of pesticides in there with that seed treatment that probably wouldn't harm us, you should still be careful and wear your PPE. So those of you that don't know about treated seed, if you see a seed that's colored weird like that, you probably should be on the safer side and wear some gloves. So took a handful of one bag, and we're gonna grab a handful from the other bag, and then we're gonna go grab some wet paper towels and lay our seed in there, and then we'll show you what that looks like and talk about what we'll be expecting from our test. And then while we're on the seed topic, I'll show you guys the seed that Dad has purchased and here already for when spring does arrive and we get in the fields. With a rank variety again this year. He's happy with his seller or his his saleswoman. She does a great job, and we like supporting a local small business, I guess you could say. We're happy with what we got out of him last year, so he chose to go with him again this year. So it looks like we got an RK 56.8, 94-day maturity here with these red bags, and then we got an RK 593 SSTX, which must have a lot of traits in it, and that is a 97-day, and both of them have a germination test on them. So there's a little glimpse at what Dad's got planned for spring planting, but let's get back to our germination test. All right, so next grab some wet paper towel and we're just gonna lay the seed out on them. A bit of space in between everything. I'm going to lightly fold it over so that acts as almost like a nice little seed bed that you would have in the spring. Okay, so there we go. We got our two different seed bags all closed up. Just try to lay them out nice and even and spread them out. Now let's get some of our oats here. Kind of spread them out just like we did the corn seeds. Ain't got to be perfect, but scatter them out. So now that we have them all rolled up in the paper towel to simulate a nice seed bed, a nice damp spring seed bed, I'm going to put these in the house in a nice warm cabinet that can kind of simulate those nice warmer spring temperatures and get it to germinate. And then we'll come visit it again here in a couple days and see the results. So stick around for just a little bit longer and we'll look at the results. So it has been a week later and a beard later, and it looks like our germination test turned out good. It looks like we're at well above that 95%, judging by the seeds we tested, and that's a really good feeling. So we're gonna use those bags of corn seed up this year before they get old on us. We don't want to, you don't want to keep an open bag of seed corn for more than a year or two. So we're going to use it up right away. And our oats, that looked good as well. You could see on the one side of the screen that there was a couple that didn't germinate, but I think that's because they were in the divot of the pan, so they had an excess amount of water, drowned it out, I guess you could say. That'd be a good way to look at it. So that's how to do a germination test. It's not the most technical way to do it. If you wanted to be perfect, you'd count out every individual seed. You'd test 1,000+ seeds. The more test subjects, the better, the more accurate the results are. So we tested just a handful of seeds from both bags along with our oats here on the farm, and I like what we've seen. It's enough for us to justify using those bags of seed corn and know that we can trust it. So, but we're gonna end off the video here. Thank you all for sticking to the end. Hopefully some of you learned something. Make sure to leave plenty of comments down below, like and subscribe. Also, if any of you ever wanted to send us something, we do have a P.O. box, and that will be down in the description. We love reading mail. We love hearing your guys' stories. Thanks again, and make sure to check out our other videos.